Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for it to be official. The time has come, and I ultimately do think that for the best of the Phoenix Suns, it must be right to invest for next season. Unfortunately, this team just does not have it. It does not have what it can take, and we could see that illustrated here tonight on paper. Unfortunately, for the Phoenix Suns, they took on the San Antonio Spurs on the road in Texas, in Austin, where Kevin Durant had played for the Longhorns, in which they were looking to get a big bounce back win coming back out of the All Star break and helping their playoff push. The Spurs had no Victor Wembanyama, and unfortunately, the Phoenix Suns still fall to the Spurs in this game. As you guys can tell, there's no intro screen. There's no happy-go-lucky, smiley face Bruce right now. This is serious, and it's absolutely ridiculous. This is going to be a different type of video tonight as we ultimately reflect on this game and just reflect on the Suns in general. I'm going to be just giving my instant reactory thoughts. If you guys do enjoy, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, no chapters, no images. I'm just ripping this raw. The game just followed up, and Suns fans, including myself, are just absolutely berate over this type of performance. Not only did the San Antonio Spurs, right, have their best player not playing tonight, right, but the Phoenix Suns started off on a bad note. We saw the starting roster, we saw the starting lineup, and lo and behold, coming out of the All Star break, we see the same starting five that we always see. One that has failed to work with this Suns team this season, as they are 26 and 28 on the season. Now 26 and 29. But we saw Tyus, Book, Durant, Royce, and Richards, right? Now in this game, there's a lot of ups and downs for the Suns. Start off at the end of the first quarter, the Suns were gutted, down 10 points, and it wasn't looking good for the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker didn't have the greatest performance tonight overall, and ultimately in the first half and in the first quarter specifically was very, very cold. Nick Richards was able to grab 6 rebounds early on in the first quarter, where he played 8 minutes, but then was yet to be seen for the remainder of the game. Now the Suns, like I said, did have some runs in this game. In the second quarter, they were able to outscore the Spurs and had a little bit of a comeback where they were running some small ball five with Kevin Durant. But that ultimately just goes to show you how bad the center rotation is with this Suns team, and still isn't not fixed, even with the Bull ascension. Still not fixed with trading Yusuf Nurkic, with Nick Richards being acclimated to this team. But not only do you see that in this game, but in the third quarter, you see the Suns get once again absolutely lit up by the San Antonio Spurs, in which they were outscored 34 to 25, in which they tried to crawl back in the fourth quarter once again, but the third quarter kryptonite knocked them out fully in this game. You had Kevin Durant yelling at coach Mike Budenholzer, asking for more defense, calling him out in this game. Kevin Durant frustrated, getting into arguments with Chris Paul throughout this contest. Nothing seems to be going well for the Phoenix Suns. You also have Tyus Jones absolutely starting for this team, still starting for this team, may I mind you ask, playing 22 minutes tonight and getting 3 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. 0 turnovers tonight for Tyus Jones. 0 turnovers tonight for Tyus Jones. The one silver lining for him. But yeah, we know that this 3 guard lineup doesn't work. We know Coach Budenholzer has some issues, and the main issue is why is Grayson Allen and Bradley Beal and all these players playing in this game when our best defender and Ryan Dunn only played 20 seconds? And you can say, like Coach Budenholzer said, oh, he doesn't want to hurt his ankle. He played fine in the Rising Stars competition. He looked great in there. He was being aggressive on the defensive side. There was no sign of the ankle injury. So what is this? Is it just because now we're playing Bull and we're investing in him now, we have to sacrifice another rookie and we can't play Ryan Dunn? Where's the smart and fun play in all of this? This is just doesn't make any sense. From top to bottom, from the front office, ultimately trading for Bradley Beal, Trading away DeAndre Ayton and Toumani Camara for Yusuf Nurkic and Grayson Allen did not help this roster. Then by trading away Yusuf Nurkic, they got back bare bones and still didn't fill their hole for their backup center position this season. They ultimately did not fill the request of their superstar and Kevin Durant and Devin Booker by going and getting Jimmy Butler by trading away Bradley Beal, and ultimately almost had to trade Kevin Durant and possibly ruptured the relationship with Kevin Durant for the potential future of this team going into next season as well, while trying to trade him. And yet they still, in the midst of all of this, bench Ryan Dunn. Nick Richards only plays 8 minutes. And Tyus Jones plays 22. When the Spurs are just absolutely attacking him on the offensive side of the floor and just making sure that they know that it's known. Chris Paul 13 and 10 tonight. De'Aaron Fox 26, 9 and 7. Devin Vassell 13. Castle 10 and 10. Sohan 12 and 5. Johnson 15 and 4. Champagnie 15 and 2. Let me know how Julian Champagnie is playing better as a small ball center than anybody on this Phoenix Suns team that actually is a center on this roster besides Kevin Durant, who's playing small ball 5. It makes no sense. I'm completely lost with this Phoenix Suns team. I don't know how to explain it. And if you were in the live stream earlier with Curtis and I, you heard us go over our predictions, talking about this team over the next 10. I said that they could win max 6. Win max 6? If we're losing to one of the teams that I thought was a guaranteed win, there's no way in hell we win max 4. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. The Phoenix Suns have one of the toughest schedules here. They just lost to a team without their best player in the San Antonio Spurs when they were fully healthy, meanwhile, only without Cody Martin, and made no adjustments. No adjustments. Unfortunately for tonight in this contest, like I mentioned, Booker was not great. 28% from the field. You have to fault him as well. Can't not say it wasn't his fault, but if Booker steps up a little bit offensively, if they get to play Ryan Dunn in this game, the Suns win by 15, 20 points. And it's those little things that have truly cost this team this entire season. These little issues, these little interior things that have gone wrong. And it's completely lost me, made me freak out, and ultimately had me clicking off of this game at certain points. With the USA and Canada playing the hockey match, I was tuning into a majority of that, I'm not going to lie, for this Suns game when the Suns were losing and going into these spurts. Then they were crawling back, making things look interesting in the second and the fourth, but as we all know, in true Phoenix Suns fashion, just throw it away at the end and can't bring it home. I don't know who is to blame at this point. You got the front office for making moves. You got Coach Budenholzer for not playing Bol Bol, to then playing Bol Bol, to then playing Ryan Dunn, to not playing Ryan Dunn, to having issues with Yusuf Nurkic. I genuinely do not know. Starting Tyus Jones too. I, I don't know what is going to solve this team. Where's Monte Morris minutes? Where's Oso Ighodaro minutes? Where's Misic minutes? Where's anybody else besides Tyus Jones at the point guard position? Why do we consistently think that Bradley Beal and Grayson Allen as a backup guard unit is going to be effective defensively when we have other guards like Tyus and Booker? There's no defensive guard in this rotation at all. At all. And we expect that's going to help us. It doesn't make any sense. You can fault that to Coach Budenholzer, what he has in front of him. You can fault that for the roster construction of the front office. You ultimately can't fault Kevin and Devin because they signed up to be on this team to push for a championship, and ultimately around them the pieces haven't been able to be successful. You have to give your flowers tonight to Kevin and to Royce O'Neal, who got a high tonight, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 62% from the field, 50% from three-point range. Royce has been one of those really, really undervalued pieces for this Suns team. It has been a true blessing and ultimately one of the unsung heroes for this Suns roster. When Durant and Booker and Beal were going through injuries, he was pretty consistent for this Suns team, and I think he should be a long-term investment for this Suns team if they want to continue in this competition path. But ultimately, with the Suns' second half of the roster, of the season schedule, excuse me, with this roster, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to compete for a play-in spot. Meanwhile, a playoff spot. And then if that's the case, who knows if Kevin even wants to come back, regardless of the moves that you promise him you can make after this atrocious season. So, like I said, it's officially over in my eyes. I don't really know what to say. Like I said earlier on the stream, with this Suns team, you got to go in with low expectations. I went in with high ones, and look, I was burned. Next game, I got to realize this season, it's just not going to be great. And one thing to say with this Suns team is if you are a Suns fan, you enjoy this team, you want to see them succeed, and you get frustrated like me, and you see them fall apart in some of these quarters, just turn the game off. Just turn it off. Look at your phone, see the tweets, get the updates, but just turn the game off. It helps it out, it makes it a little bit better, and honestly, it puts you in a good mood for the rest of the night. But ultimately, I want to know your thoughts. I want to know how you guys feel. Like I said, I've rambled about this Suns team and can continue to ramble about this Suns team and what they ultimately need to do for this direction. And that direction is ultimately going to be talked about all offseason as will Durant be moved? Will Booker be moved? Will Beal be moved? What's the ultimate direction for the Suns team? Are they going to have another head coach? Will they fire the front office? A lot of questions will be asked going into the offseason. But for now, the real question is, will they make the playoffs or will they make the play-in? And as you asked me today, I would say no. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section, how you guys ultimately feel about the Phoenix Suns. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. Have a great night. Go Phoenix Suns.